In a world of billions, only a select few carry a sign, an invisible mark that sets them apart from everyone else. This isn't something they seek out or even realize they have right away. It's a sign of purpose, resilience, vision, and destiny. And while it isn't always easy, those who carry this sign are part of a unique group, the chosen ones. But what is this sign? How can you tell if you're one of the chosen? Stay tuned as we explore the deeper meaning of this mysterious sign and how to recognize if you are one of the few destined for something extraordinary. The idea of the chosen isn't new. It's a concept that transcends time and culture. From ancient civilizations to modern-day leaders, certain individuals have been marked by fate to rise above the rest. In every era, in every corner of the world, we hear tales of people who were destined to lead, to guide, or to change the course of history. The Greeks told stories of heroes like Achilles, whose fate was sealed from birth. The ancient Egyptians believed their pharaohs were chosen by the gods to lead their people. Native American tribes often spoke of individuals marked by the spirits, destined to guide their people through times of trial. And this concept isn't limited to myth or religion. Even in our modern world, we speak of leaders, innovators, and visionaries as if they were chosen to change the world. Whether it's a political leader, a groundbreaking scientist, or an influential activist, there's always that sense that they were marked for greatness. So, what does it mean to be chosen in today's world? In ancient times, the chosen ones were often warriors, kings, or prophets. But in our modern society, being chosen is less about wielding power and more about embodying certain traits that make someone stand out in a world full of distractions. Now, let's delve deeper into what this sign looks like today, starting with one of its core elements, purpose. One of the first and most important signs that marks the chosen is purpose. Purpose is what drives the chosen ones to wake up every day with a sense of direction. It's more than just goals or ambitions. It's a deep, inner calling that pushes them towards something greater. For most people, life is a series of tasks, routines, and obligations. But for the chosen ones, life has a deeper meaning. Their actions, thoughts, and dreams are all aligned with something larger than themselves. This doesn't mean they know exactly what their purpose is right away, but they feel it. It's like a quiet whisper that grows louder over time. Let's take a look at some examples. Think about historical figures like Harriet Tubman or Abraham Lincoln. They weren't just people who had jobs to do. They were driven by a higher purpose. Tubman, with her deep conviction of freedom and equality, risked her life countless times to lead others to freedom. Lincoln, guided by the desire to unite a divided nation, persevered through war and personal loss because he knew the stakes were bigger than himself. When you have purpose, you're not just chasing success. You're chasing meaning. You're driven by something that makes you feel alive, something that pushes you to keep going when everything seems impossible. Do you feel that pull? Do you wake up with a sense that there's more to life than what you're currently experiencing? That's the first indication that you may carry the sign of purpose. However, having purpose isn't enough. The chosen ones also carry a second sign, resilience. Life isn't easy for the chosen, and their paths are often filled with obstacles that would cause most people to give up. But the chosen ones, they don't give up. They endure, no matter how difficult the journey becomes. It's as if something inside of them won't let them quit. Think of someone like Nelson Mandela. He spent 27 years in prison, facing unimaginable hardships. Yet, he emerged not as a broken man, but as a symbol of hope, unity, and forgiveness. His resilience allowed him to continue his fight for equality and justice in South Africa despite the overwhelming odds. Resilience doesn't mean you never fall. It means you get back up every time. The chosen ones are relentless. They learn from their failures, and they become stronger because of them. In fact, it's through their struggles that they grow into their destiny. If you face challenges, failures, or setbacks, and yet you continue to press forward, that's a powerful indicator that you might carry this sign of resilience. And here's the thing, the chosen ones don't always see these obstacles as negative. They understand that every challenge is an opportunity to grow, to refine their character, and to get closer to their purpose. It's not about avoiding the pain. It's about finding strength in the storm. The next sign that marks the chosen is vision. Vision is the ability to see beyond what's in front of you. While most people are focused on the present, on what's directly in front of them, the chosen ones are able to look ahead. They see possibilities where others see limitations. They dream of what could be, not just what is. Visionaries often see things that others don't. They can envision a future that seems impossible to most. Think of someone like Elon Musk, who looked at the possibility of electric cars or space travel at a time when most people didn't take those ideas seriously. His vision didn't just transform industries. It reshaped the way we think about technology and the future of humanity. Having vision doesn't mean you have all the answers or that the road is clear. But it does mean that you have a sense of where you're headed, even if the path isn't fully visible yet. Visionaries often take risks and make decisions that don't always make sense to others because they're playing a different game. They're seeing a different future. Have you ever felt like you see the world differently than those around you? Do you often imagine what could be rather than what is? That's the sign of vision, and it's a critical mark of the chosen. However, vision without action is simply a dream, and that brings us to the next sign, courage. It takes incredible courage to act on your vision, especially when others doubt you or when the risks seem too high. The chosen ones have the courage to take those leaps, to step into the unknown, and to face their fears head on. Courage is not the absence of fear. It's the strength to move forward despite it. The chosen ones feel fear like everyone else, but they don't let it stop them. In fact, they often use fear as motivation. Consider someone like Rosa Parks. It took immense courage for her to refuse to give up her seat in a time when doing so could have cost her everything. But her courage wasn't just about a single act. It was about standing up for what was right, even when the consequences were severe. The chosen ones are often the first to act when everyone else is hesitant. They have the bravery to stand alone if necessary, to push forward when others retreat. Courage isn't always loud or dramatic. Sometimes it's quiet and determined. Have you ever taken a step forward, even when you were afraid? That's a sign of courage, and it's one of the most critical marks of the chosen. As the chosen ones act with purpose, resilience, vision, and courage, something powerful happens. They begin to influence those around them. Influence is another sign that marks the chosen. The chosen ones don't seek influence for the sake of power or fame. Their influence comes naturally because of who they are and what they stand for. People are drawn to them because they represent something bigger, an idea, a movement, a way of thinking that challenges the status quo. Think about someone like Mahatma Gandhi. He didn't seek influence, but his unwavering commitment to nonviolence and justice inspired millions. His influence wasn't based on power or authority. It was based on his values, his actions, and the consistency with which he lived his life. Do you find that people look to you for guidance or inspiration? Do your actions or words have an impact on others, even when you don't intend them to? That's a sign of influence, and it's a clear indicator that you might be among the chosen. One of the most profound signs that only the chosen ones carry is sacrifice. Being chosen isn't always easy. In fact, it often requires giving up things that others take for granted. Time, relationships, comfort. These are all things the chosen ones often sacrifice in pursuit of their purpose. Think of Mother Teresa, who gave up a life of comfort to live among the poorest of the poor, serving others with every fiber of her being. Her sacrifice wasn't for recognition or reward. It was because she was driven by something bigger than herself. The chosen ones understand that in order to fulfill their destiny, they must be willing to sacrifice. It's not about losing. It's about letting go of what doesn't serve their higher purpose. Have you had to make sacrifices in your life? Sacrifices that others may not understand? That's a sign of the chosen. Sacrifice isn't easy, but the chosen ones know that the cost is worth it. Now that we've explored the elements of the sign, purpose, resilience, vision, courage, influence, and sacrifice, you might be wondering, do I carry this sign? The truth is, if any of this resonates with you, if you felt a deep sense of purpose, faced challenges with resilience, envisioned a future others couldn't see, acted with courage, influenced others, and made sacrifices, then you might be among the chosen ones. This sign isn't something you seek out. It's something that becomes clear through your actions, your thoughts, and your experiences. It's something that reveals itself as you embrace your unique path in life. If you carry this sign, remember, it isn't a burden, but a privilege. It's a calling to live a life that's bigger than yourself. The chosen ones aren't special simply because they have these traits. They're special because they use these traits to make the world a better place. So, what will you do with the sign you carry? How will you use your purpose, resilience, vision, courage, influence, and sacrifice to shape your destiny? And perhaps the destiny of others? Only you can answer that question. But remember this, the chosen ones may be few, but their impact is undeniable. And if you carry this sign, the world is waiting for you to rise.